So through this past week, I've actually had seen like a lot of people on the internet has been like shown very depressing states and everything when it comes to like sadness or people just don't know how to find their own personal happiness or just trying to like stop being sad or whatnot. I know throughout this channel we've been talking about being depressed and trying to find avenues on how to get better. But like obviously in the title you actually see is to find your own happiness. And the way that I found my own happiness is like, yes, I do have my wife and kids and things like that, but um, you can't really live for them if you know what I mean. Because like when you start living for someone else, you start to even like lose sight on what you want to do. Now, for granted, you do have responsibilities of what you actually need to do, but like as far as having your self-care, that's also really important. Because like because me personally, I've always believed that if you're not personally like mentally um intact when it comes to your health, your mental health, I don't know, like having like more sleep or having like less stress, whatever, you won't be functional for your family or the job or your job at the task at hand. And my personal happiness, it was just like starting to write again. If you guys don't actually know, I used to write and draw a lot, and then that really had helped me out, escaping the real world of what I was going through as a child. And I used to go through a lot of depression. I've always been told I was weird. I've always been told I was different. I was big for no reason, uh, because obviously you guys know I stutter and everything else. And then like, I just really felt like I was a defect. I felt like God had made a mistake. But like as a Christian, I do believe that God does not make any mistakes. I do believe that everyone is actually special in their own way. I do also believe that people are in the right to actually live the way that they see fit, as long as it is legal. Because if it's not, it's kind of a whole different story. But I digress. So the way that I found my own happiness is like I started to actually write again. I started to actually have like cool ideas on what I want to do with like my own sort of storylines and characters that I really want to do. Because I started out writing when I was like 11 years old. My grammar wasn't the best, but as far as like my illustration and my character designs, it was almost top notch. It wasn't as far as like um, I finna say Jeff Bezos, but he didn't even like draw whatever as far as I know. But I mean, like the artists actually do like Marvel and DC comics. It wasn't like up to that part, but as an 11-year old, it was actually really good drawings. Um, I'm not really sure if I even have in my room, whatever. But it's just that I've started to even like escape from the real world instead of like dealing with my own problems in the moment, but create stories that I can actually like reflect on, like, or how I wish I was, if you know what I'm saying. To even now, I'm actually am planning on trying to write back again. That's only if I actually make YouTube my actual job, and then I have actual more time to actually stay at home and then type up stories and get illustrators and things like that. But so with that being said, it's just like it's like as long as you know what the issue is or what you actually are going through, and then what that actually that is half of the battle you already actually have won, because like knowing what is going on with you, that is a sign of accountability. That actually shows a sign of growth. It shows that you actually are willing to actually change, not only for others but also for yourself. And it had took me a long time to actually have understand it, because I've always had lived for others and never actually lived for myself. And I've learned that literally like two years ago. No, wait, it wasn't two. It wasn't 2 years ago. My daughter, she's two. Is it's going on 2 years, but like it's been a year right now. I've started to actually try to do like more self care, than have more personal time with myself. Other than just reacting, yeah, other than just doing reaction videos, or just doing like videos like these. I just I just be Russell Brown. I don't try to be Nova Reacts. I don't try to be a father. I'm trying to be a husband. On my personal time, I just be Russell Brown. Do what Russell Brown does. And I like to play games. Well, not as much as I used to, but writing and creativity is like one of my strongest hobbies. I really do, because it really gets me thinking. It really gets me um, get get immersed into the worlds that I've actually created in my writing, and also through my drawings. And that really like helps me out become a better person for my wife and my kids, because I really do believe that if I did not do all these things, I would not be a good fit towards my family, because I needed all of this to actually be better. I needed all of this to actually be the man I am today, and to have these ideas, and then still have the hustle mentality of hoping that I can actually make this thing into an actual job. But again, it's not about this being the job. It's also like it's also giving you guys a different light. It gives me it makes me feel good knowing that I'm actually telling people, hey, you are not alone. You are not the only one that actually feels this way. There's other avenues, and then there's other ways that you can actually be better. You can be happy again. You can feel at ease. But you also got to understand that you can't always be happy, because there's always a yin and a yang. And the yin and the yang is like you got the times when you are sad, and then the times you actually are happy, because you got to grow. You got to go through trials and tribulations to understand or be grateful for the happy times, because if you're always constantly happy, you will take things for granted. But when you actually like been through the absolute gutter, or when you actually know what it's like to be sad, or when you know what it's like to be hungry, when it's like to be feeling alone, you appreciate being happy more. And that is, I totally believe that to the utmost, right? So, people, when you need to find something that is really good, understand what is wrong with you. As long as you understand and figure out what is going on, it'll be easier to find your happiness. And I strongly believe that. I really do.